Hi guys, welcome back. Ryan here once again. So today's topic is going to be post-emissions truck versus pre-emissions trucks. Kind of a little bit of background on each side and the argument, I guess, on each side, in my opinion. So what we're going to do here is try to help you make a good decision when you're looking at buying a used truck, whether it's an emissions truck or pre-emissions truck. Kind of throwing some of the stuff that I see out there, looking at trucks versus, whether that's doing inspections on them, pre-purchase inspections, post-purchase inspections, or just guys coming into the shop. So we're going to jump right in. I'll start with the pre-emission stuff, then we'll kind of move on to the post-emission stuff, then kind of discuss vice versa type of thing. Okay, so your pre-emission stuff, like I said, is going to be your 2008s and older. A lot of common engines you're going to see out there. Your Cat C15s, 3406Es, 3406Bs, Cummins N14s, the older ISXs like the CM870s and all that stuff are going to be your pre-emissions engines. I mean, most of those engines, some of them, a lot of them have EGR. I forgot your Series 60 Detroits. A lot of those have EGR. Some guys delete the EGRs, but I mean, you don't typically get as many of the headaches with EGR as you do with DPFs, SCR, and all that type of stuff. So the problem I see with your pre-emissions trucks is that you're looking at stuff right now at the newest is a 2007, 2008, and most of the stuff that's out there for sale on the market, you're looking at 99s, 2000s, 2002s. So, I mean, most trucks on average are going to run 100,000 miles a year. So, I mean, if you're looking at something that's 20, 25 years, another thing to keep in mind, if you see something that's a 2002, that's the model year, it probably went into service in 2001. So, it's actually got an extra year that it's probably been on the road. So I mean, you're seeing something, they're saying it's got 700,000 miles on it and it's a 2002. You better add a 1 to that, if not a 2, in some cases. So I mean, I highly doubt there's a road truck out there that's 22 years old or something that only has 700,000 miles on it. It's probably got 1.7 miles. So keep that in mind as well, because if the same person owned it, obviously they could get away with not reporting that million miles on the title or whatever, because nobody's going to know. I mean, you could by hooking up to the ECM, you could be able to find that information out, but just going off the odometer, you could be buying something with 1 million more miles on it than what you think. The other thing, a lot of the trucks that I look at, the good, nice trucks out there, the premium pre-emissions trucks, they're not for sale. Guys have already bought them. They're not, and the ones that you do see coming to market, they're going to bring well over 100,000. I mean, the good pristine trucks, they're going to bring really good money. And like I said, the guys that own them, they're not selling them. So unfortunately, most of the pre-emissions trucks I see out there are total junk. I mean, they've been ran into the dirt. They ain't been maintained. They're leaking everywhere. They need everything replaced on them. I mean, you're looking at, axles, transmissions, seals leaking all over the place, engines leaking all over the place. And they want, some of these trucks that I've looked at, I mean, they want $75,000 to $100,000 for these things, and you're going to put another $40,000 into it, $30,000 to $40,000 just to get the thing to where it's decent. So those are things you look at. I mean, and why do you really want to use something that's all ragged out, it's broken down, rusted out, then have to put that much money in? Now, like I said, if you can find a good one out there, it's been taken care of, the mileage is correct, by all means, but you're going to pay for it. You're going to probably be at well over 100 grand for something like that. When you can buy a brand new truck from 150 to 200 roughly, depending on what you're looking at and market conditions that we're in right now. So that's kind of my take. What I've seen on the pre-emission stuff. The thing with an emissions truck is there's just an extreme amount of maintenance. If you take care of the stuff, stay on top of it, you got a lot. I'm sitting on a 1-box here, by the way, out of a Freightliner. So there's a lot of wiring, sensors, several temperature sensors, NOx sensors, wiring harness, which on these 1-boxes, surprisingly, the wiring harness is exceptionally cheap. They're only like 150 bucks for a whole wiring harness, which is surprising because like on a Cummins unit, they can be almost 1,000 or more. So it's just a matter of doing regular maintenance, knowing where the problem spots are, sensors and all that. and all that good stuff. So it's just a lot of extra stuff to take care of. And that's where a lot of guys are like, screw this, I'll just delete it and all that stuff and not have to deal with it. And, you know, if we've talked about doing deletes and all that stuff in the past, as you all know, I'm not a fan of it because just with the world we live in now, as far as politically, environmentally, all that stuff, I think it's a lot of the states are starting to crack down and that type of thing. So I mean, I don't recommend it. And not only that, a lot of shops now, especially the dealerships and bigger dealers, you know, Cummins shops and stuff like that, they won't work on your truck if you get it deleted. And a lot of them are starting to like report you to whoever, state, EPA, and all that stuff. So that's you know, concern as well. But like I said, these aren't that bad. Even this one box, we just sent this out, had it cleaned, cleaned the SCR, cleaned the DOCs. We put new DPF canisters in this unit. So it's just about maintaining it. I mean, you can't run these things 500,000 miles at a time without any maintenance or service and expect them to run like a 1999 N14 or something. That's just not. It's a lot of intensive maintenance, sensors and wiring. So it's just staying on top of it. And that's the major thing with these. Okay, so in conclusion, like what I do type of thing, like I said, in this market right now, I think I would just buy something newer, you know, like a 2015, 2016 or newer or something like that, 500,000-600,000 miles roughly. Deal with the emissions problems, go through it, learn the systems, get yourself some type of scanner like OTR or something like that, that you can clear if you do have a D rate and all that good stuff, where you can handle that stuff yourself, and just learn what this stuff does and how it works. And so that way, when knowledge is power, so I mean, when you're going into these dealers and stuff and they're trying to pull your leg and get you to do a bunch of nonsense, I mean, you can say, no, that ain't what's going on. So I mean, learning how this stuff works and all that, puts more power back in your corner, and plus having a tool out there where you can clear stuff and find out what trouble codes and all that stuff gives you a lot of power out here too as well. But like I said, I've looked at a lot of trucks, and like I said, this pre-emissions market, I'd have the stuff that I've looked at, I'd have a hard time giving $20,000-$30,000 for it. And like I said, they're asking 75 to 90, 100 or more. Even something that was really nice, I just have a hard time paying, you know, for a 2005 or something, 2002, even a good one, I would have a hard time paying, you know, 120, 130 grand for a decent truck like that, when I could buy something that isn't all broke down. You know, some of the older stuff is getting a little bit harder to get parts for out there. I know there have been shortages of sensors and parts and stuff for the emission stuff, but I mean, there's workarounds for that stuff. If you use your head and be resourceful, you can find source stuff out there as well. I mean, we get people call us for parts sourcing every once in a while and help them out. So, because we're in a pretty good area here in you know, Northeast Ohio, Canton, Akron area, to where we can find a lot of stuff. But like I said, I tell a lot of people, I've had a lot of people call me for advice and stuff like that. In my honest opinion, like these older trucks, unless you find a really good one and you want to be, that's what you're all about, is having an old, you know, a W9, an old school W9 or 379 Pete or something like that. I mean, if that's what you're all about, then, you know, by all means, but find a decent one, because some of these that I've looked at, they're tired, and you're just going to pour money into it. So I mean, probably a lot more money than what you'd put into an emissions system. And like I said, the other thing is with if you want to run California, I mean, you got to have a 2010 newer engine. So I mean, if you're buying something older, I know a lot of guys say screw California, I don't want to go there anyways, whatever. But I always did, when I was driving as an owner operator, I always did pretty well out there. So I like to have all my opportunities open to go anywhere and do anything at any time. So that's kind of my take, guys. And like I said, I've had a lot of people call about this, and that's basically the same advice that I've given them when they've presented some trucks to me. Like, I wouldn't touch, you know, a lot of these trucks I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. I mean, they're so overpriced right now, because a lot of these guys are capitalizing on, you know, what we're talking about here. You know, where guys say, oh, I don't want to deal with emissions and all that. But me personally, I think I'd rather find a good, halfway decent emissions truck and go on with life, have something a little bit newer, and just take care of it. So instead of, like I said, buying something that's 3 times overpriced and dumping, you know, tens of thousands of dollars into it. All right, guys, so if you're looking to learn more about emissions and all that, whether it be Cummins, Cummins, Kenworth, Detroit stuff, Freightliner stuff, check out our other videos. We got a lot of information out there about this type of stuff. So like I said, learn all you can, and it's just that many more tools in your box, I guess. So check that stuff out as well. All right, guys, so that's pretty much all we have for today. Hope that helps you out. If there's any questions or anything, please comment or contact us via email off of our website and all that. If you're needing anything, we'll do the best we can to help you out. But anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate the support. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for the updates and like the video. So we'll see you next time.